Howdy, hey, Pentecostalians. How are you doing today? I hope you're having a fantabulous morning, evening, afternoon, lunch, dinner, breakfast, nap, 2 a.m. Because the weight of a global pandemic, finish it with me, is weighing down on your shoulders and you can't just sleep. Yep. Luckily, I've moved past that. I think I'm coming to terms with everything. It's going pretty good. If you hear some crunching, that's because Dean is over there crunching on a bone. So just don't mind him and just be happy that he's happy, just be happy that he's happy. We're on week 3 of our series Explained, where we are trying to explain the Bible. Yes, you're getting a whole seminary degree in 4 weeks. Congratulations, you're welcome. We're just doing the highlights, okay? We're trying to explain things so that you can better understand how to read the Bible and why we should read the Bible. So let's hop in, see what we got rocking and rolling for today. So first thing here, I believe you all are enthralled and excited to no ends. You're on the edge of your seat, leaning forward in great anticipation because there's this 25-year-old dude about to explain the Bible to you. I know, so riveting, so exciting, much wow. But what we want to talk about today is why it is so important for someone who is a follower of Jesus to read the Bible. And why you're probably sitting here listening to me when you could watch Netflix. That doesn't mean leave this video and go watch Netflix. You just stay right there. What I want to do is for us to take a look at a verse that's tucked away in between and all the scriptures in Timothy. And we talked about Timothy last week. Paul wrote letters to Timothy, and that's how we got the books, 1st and 2nd Timothy, as they are letters written by the Apostle Paul to Timothy. And we're going to look at this verse because I feel that it explains Scripture so well. Paul wrote to Timothy a lot of times in very urgent matters and looking at things, trying to prepare Timothy and to get him going and to crank it up a little bit. So Paul wrote very, very important things to Timothy, and nothing was just thrown in for the sake of being thrown in. There was a reason behind everything that Paul wrote to Timothy. So what we're going to read is 2 Timothy 3:16. Not John 3:16, 2 Timothy 3:16. But Paul writes, he says to Timothy, "All Scripture is God-breathed and is useful for teaching, rebuking, correcting, and training in righteousness." Okay, so let's break this down. First and foremost, all Scripture is God-breathed. And what does that mean? That means this Scripture is like the life of God. God is in this Scripture. And to look at this a different way, in Genesis, we were told that, God breathed life into man and humanity and all of creation. So Paul is using that from the Old Testament in the New Testament here in 2 Timothy to say God breathed into the Scripture. That the breath that brought life and creation to everything can bring life through the Scriptures. I think that's very important to realize that the same breath that made everything is the same breath that inspired and got these words written down. And they're the same words that we read thousands of years later and still study, and hundreds and millions and billions of people believe and have faith in and follow. Key here is that God breathed life into these Scriptures. Also, God can breathe life into you through the Scriptures, through the revelation of Him on earth as Jesus. That's pretty astounding when you really think about it. When you read these Scriptures, they are meant to challenge you, to inspire you, and to change you. Those 3 things are very, very important, and they will happen when you read Scripture. When you read the stories and the parables of what Christ did and how God moved in the Old Testament and how all that points, and how that all points and shows us to Christ. So to answer it, why do these Jesus followers read the Bible? And that is because God is in it. It is our tangible thing that we can hold that is God. What I want to focus on is, if you're reading the Bible, I want you to focus in on memorizing something. And you know, it's like, oh, Walker, school just started and you're assigning me homework. I am. Welcome to real life where responsibilities just kind of keep coming and coming and coming and then they don't stop coming and they don't stop. That was my bad joke. Erica, did you like my bad joke? She was ignoring me. Awesome. Get you a wife that ignores you, guys. I'm joking. But what I want you to do is pick a passage and memorize it. Sing it. Do whatever you need to. So just read through some scripture. Find a passage that resonates with you for whatever reason and memorize it by heart. And pay attention to it by thinking and reflecting on how knowing that scripture or that passage or that parable, whatever, is changing you, how it has changed you. Ultimately, the most important thing is how did it draw you closer to God? How did you connect to God through memorization of that passage? See, the thing is the Bible is where God is uniquely found. We uniquely can find God in the Bible. Yes, we can find God by people talking to us about Christianity or living that Christ-like example out. But we can just immediately connect with God through reading Scripture and praying. That's right, Dean, isn't it? Yes. Yes, it is. Yes. Yes. We're just having a little chew break here. Now, I can't play tug of war. I'm filming a video. You interrupted my main point. It was my main point. Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be so harsh. The thing is this also not going to be super immediate? It may take some time. That's A-okay, man. It takes a long time. I encourage you to really, meditate on it, to think about it. Maybe even, throw this word out, philosophize about it. But really think and reflect on what that scripture means and how you're connecting with it. And you may have some immediate connection. That's fantastic. But sometimes we read stuff and it may not have this insane moment, but spend some time, think about it. It may take some time. So as you read and as we continue on, as you read the Bible, and why we read the Bible is because God is in it. And if God breathed life into that text, He can breathe life into you. And so that's kind of our big point for this is just you can get to know God better by simply reading the Scriptures because God breathed life into those. A lot of times we always say, I want to feel close to God. This is a great phrase that so many Christians say, young and old. Oh, I just feel so far away from God, I just feel it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we
I tried holding it as long as I could.
Erica, do you have COVID?
No.
What's that cough then? Sinuses. Mm-hmm. But we like to say the phrase, we feel it all the time, and we don't feel close, and we feel close sometimes. Well, guys, your feelings lie. We like to, yes, there is a spiritual side towards Christianity, 100%. Without that, then it would be nothing. But also, though, guys, it's as simple as just reading scriptures to connect and feel close to God. So, friends, that's what I got for you. Nice little short sermon video. Hope you have a fantastic week. I'll be live streaming Thursdays. It's either going to be me or Beth. We're rotating it on and off. We'll have some special guests every now and then, too. We're going to be live streaming at 4 o'clock on Thursdays for a little after-school chat to catch up and see how your life's going. And you can see Dean, because he's always with me constantly. Bye, guys.